Ladies and gentlemen, we have one of these. It's spicy story time. Ooh. Here we go. Title of this one is Am I the Astronaut for Telling My Fiance My Stepdaughter Isn't Mine? Sort it yourself. Well, you know what? That's a weird way to say it because I would think that you, OP, I would think you'd be saying that like your kid is your kid, not my problem. Then don't say my stepdaughter. I'm a 27-year-old man and my fiance is 30. We've been together for nearly 4 years. I have a 6-year-old son and she has an 11-year-old daughter from a previous relationship. Up until now, we've never had any issues regarding the children. Yesterday, her daughter was set to go on a camping trip for a friend's birthday where they'd be doing activities like kayaking. My fiance dressed her in a dress, and I mentioned to her that it didn't seem like the right choice for the occasion. She seemed offended and said her daughter could wear whatever she liked and that it wasn't a man's place to judge. I tried to clarify what I meant, but she cut me off saying, "She's my daughter, not yours." I took my son to a pre-planned match when my fiance rang me. It turned out the birthday girl's mom had told her daughter she couldn't go in a dress and needed to wear a tracksuit or something similar, so they didn't let her on the bus. My fiance then asked if I could leave the match early to drive her daughter to the activity center. I responded with, "Why should I? She's not my daughter and I'm here with my son." Neither of us are talking now. I do pity for my stepdaughter, and I wasn't being spiteful. My son was looking forward to it, and it would be about 4 hours of travel. Am I the astronaut? Edit from what I get, I was a bit of an asshole. She was a bigger asshole, so I'm going to try and talk it out and see what we both want. There is an update to this before we get into that. My opinion on this is that Brozo, there was no reason to play in the mud with her. You know what I mean? She got in the mud. She sank to a level where she said something shitty. Let her stay there. And yeah, I would have said no, but you could have said no. This was your decision. I'm predisposed. I can't. Instead of saying she's not my daughter, because then you are also adopting that same mentality. You could say no without being shitty. And as much as you think as you're just being shitty back to her, that's a shitty thing to your daughter as well. She could have heard that. Your partner could have repeated it. And now you've put into jeopardy your relationship with your bonus daughter. For what? To feel better about yourself because someone did something shitty to you and you needed to swing back? Was it worth the potential cost? Me thinks not. ESH, but I don't think he's unjustified. Yeah, right now it's an ESH thing. I think he did it. I think he made his point in a really douchey way. Let's dive into the update. Telling my fiance her daughter is not mine. People wanted an update and I wanted a rant. I had a conversation with my fiance and she asked why I would say something so hurtful. I replied I was just repeating what she had said to me earlier. Then she asked if I loved her daughter and I said I did. She asked if it was as much as I loved my son and I responded almost as much. She got cranky. I asked her if she loved my son. She said no. I asked her if she loved me and her answer was sort of. Okay, I don't know how you two toddlers ended up with kids, but this, it's like the petty Crockertons over here. She started crying, woke up her daughter and told her they had to leave, though I hadn't told them to go. I said we could talk about it tomorrow, but she insisted, saying he doesn't want us here anymore. Oh, God. I told her that I never said that. Her daughter began crying and didn't want to leave, but her mother said, "Don't let me leave on my own. He doesn't want you." I reassured them both that they were welcome to stay. My fiance decided to leave without her daughter, and now she's not answering. When I spoke to my daughter's father, he just laughed and said she couldn't even hold off on the crazy until after the wedding. Not a surprising thing for an ex to say, regardless, right? But, okay. So you know very clearly now that this woman has zero qualms with weaponizing children right in front of your face. Like right in front of your face being like, he said he doesn't love you and he doesn't want us here anymore. And like, I literally didn't say that. She was looking for any kind of ammo here, man, and you gave it to her. She was going to find it regardless. So I don't think it would have mattered what you said. But she's the only one who's allowed to play in the mud, apparently. She could dish it out all day long. Can't take it at all. immediately victimize herself, try to pull her daughter into it as well. And now it is an ego issue. Her ego has been bruised. She said that she didn't love your son at all and she sort of loved you. That's it. That's it. It's over. It's over. I'm sorry. If you say that you don't love my kid, like, our relationship is over. Especially because they're engaged to be married. If they were just dating for a while, like, yeah, I don't expect you to immediately love my kids. It's going to take time. This person does not give a single shit. If they have the capacity to say that they don't love your child, that is a person who will spit venom and use children and cannot be a part of anything. Do not pass go. Do not collect 200 Qs or do GTFO. Weaponizing the kids. She wants him to love his daughter, but doesn't want to love his son. Angelique. That makes sense. Nancy. OMG, I bet she said this. She set this whole thing up. That's why she put her daughter in a dress to go to the camping party. Possible, but also, I think this person is delulu enough that, like, they can do whatever the they want. Not everybody can, only them, right? She can go kayaking in a dress because that's what she wants to do. Don't tell me what to do. Seems like that kind of personality, right? And she came back with the same, she just lives in the mud. You got a real bottom feeder of a fiance or ex-fiance there, OP. I'd say you dodged a bullet here, but I can't help but think this isn't the first warning sign you should have seen. Somebody just doesn't get to this point. They don't just get to this point. And you say you haven't had an issue with the kids till now. Okay, you haven't had an issue with kids. Have you had any other kind of issues that would indicate that she had the capacity to spit this kind of venom and involve the kids? This sounds like a shitty person. Not just because she's saying things to be hurtful just to get to you. This sounds like a truly shitty person. But now she's left and her daughter's still at your house? I hope you took the time to explain very thoroughly that you do love her after her mom left and left her behind, right? I hope you took the time to explain very, very thoroughly that regardless of whatever bullshit is going on right now, that you love her and you will do your best to continue a relationship with her. Mama's going to make that as difficult as possible and probably won't allow it, period. But for this girl whose world is being ripped out from underneath her right now, like, at least while you can, be a point of stability, because your relationship might be over, but she's got to deal with this bizzo for a long time. And she needs some kind of stability right now because she's not going to be able to stay with you forever. Eventually, her mama's going to, right now, probably out looking for another guy and is going to end up finding somebody. And then she's going to show back up with this big burly dude who's going to be all threatening and shitty. And then she's going to end up having to go with them. Give her a little bit of peace while you can.